Whoa, it got weird out there. What's up, guys? It's Thursday night. It's 8:30, and it's time for another Thursday night grind. And we are in the midst of the coronavirus thing going on. So, in the course of a week, a lot has happened. It's March 19th. This is number 12 of the Thursday night grind. And just some thoughts on, one thing I really push is the sharpening business. And I will concede I shut my business down largely out of interest of people coming and going from my house and for my family and stuff, and really because it doesn't matter. Like, it's sad for me to see businesses having to close their doors permanently. But one of the awesome things about having a sharpening business, and everything you'll see around the shop here, I've bought with the business, so I've never used debt. Like, it doesn't cost me anything to not operate. I think that's great. The other thing, like, I just can't help but share this. Like, we're really about a week into it here in New Hampshire, and I feel bad for the businesses that have to shut down, but it also, like, if you don't have a week's worth of capital in reserve, I don't know. I feel like maybe there's another reason. Like, this, for a lot of people, this is a blessing in disguise. And I want to share that with you too. Like, as you're working through everything, for your personal case and responding to coronavirus, I hope that you're making the time or like really being deliberate about seeing the opportunities that lie in this. And that, like, your individual story is going to be whatever it is, but I'm seeing a tremendous amount of opportunity, really. And like, it could be as like time to like work on my shop, or like hone my marketing technique, or do some digital stuff. I don't know. Like, whatever your case might be, like, I hope that you're just finding the opportunity. Oh, the other thing, like, for the family wise, is like testing the preps. I consider myself a practically prepared person, and this is a great opportunity to see how those preps are working out. Frankly, fingers crossed. Like, it's kind of almost a non-issue. Like, we had to do a little bit of grocery shopping, but otherwise, like, we're hunkered down and it's fine. So I hope that this encourages society to be better prepared for events, because now, like, before, like, maybe I would have been criticized if I was like, oh, I'm stocking up food for the global pandemic. People were like, oh, freak, like, take it easy, man. There's not going to be a global pandemic. And I hate to have that vindication, but like, I don't know. Be prepared, man. Like, just, you never know what the issue is. The other thing that I'm thinking about too is, like, now that, like, there's this going on, what's the next thing? Like what else should I be preparing for? And one example is like, if my well pump went out right now, that would be tough. I do have water in reserve. I also put my rainwater harvesting system online. Like, we're in the spring, we're right in that, and it was raining, so like, I've already started stacking up stores of water, because it's like, I don't know, it's just the way I'm thinking. I'm trying to share that. All right, so let's put coronavirus over here. So like, I had a few things left that I'm still getting out the door. But there's nothing coming in. But I do have a pair of scissors here that I wanted to do tonight, because I have not done scissors with you yet. So let's just look real quick down here, and we'll talk about some things with scissors. Here's the pair that we'll be working on today. These are okay scissors. Like, I did that vintage Wusthof last week. Like, I love finding stuff in the drawers around here that is old, made in the day when things were high quality. This is old, maybe not the highest quality pair. It is made in the USA. The name is like Heinisch. It's hard to read. It's kind of worn out. Carbon steel, like, it's definitely rusted out. One thing that's catching my attention here is that the pin mechanism is not phenomenal. Like, it's really just a screw. And for the higher quality scissor, I've noticed that the pin mechanism here gets higher and higher quality, to the extent of like having washers and bearings in there. This can be trouble. I will confess, I put a screwdriver on it before the video, because I wanted to make sure I can get that out, and I think it'll come out. Here's the thing with scissors. Like, in an event to make this in with hopes of making this not a 1 hour video, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do these. I don't have time to go over like everything that I've learned about scissors, just like I can't when I do knives. But please understand, like with knives, this is a whole nother rabbit hole of sharpening. So let's just dive in. And the other thing is I don't have to take these apart to sharpen them. And I'll show you, you'll see all this. For this pair, I hope you can see like how corroded that is. So for that reason, I want to take these apart and clean them up. Like that side's pretty bad. So yeah, this is so you can expect what's coming up. I'm gonna take these apart, not lose anything. Sorry about that. Forgot to silence my phone this time. I learned that the hard way already a few times. I'm gonna try to clean these up. I'll work through a few methods to do that. I'll show you how I sharpen them and then clean them up, put them back together. So with that, let me, this can be stubborn, but you'll see me lean into this. Let's see her go a little bit. You'll notice with better systems like that, some scissors are designed to not be taken apart, which is a bummer, and some are. There is no washer or anything in there. Sometimes there is, but this is just metal on metal. Don't lose that. And then check it out, a bunch of rust. All right, let us take these over to the wire wheel, see what we can do. Come with me. Yeah, there'll be a lot of bouncing around the shop. Sometimes I try to bring everything to that bench. There's just too many tools that need to get used for this tonight. Hi, Pro, yo. Whoa, look at that. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that. It's like not great. I'll show you what I'm going to do next, but that gets the meat of it off. It is smooth in the back now. All the pits are not too bad. All right, let's, I want to try one thing over here before we go to the sharpener. Come in here, I got a couple of things set up. This, I actually want to tell you about this. This is a diamond plate that I got from Chef Knives To Go, called a lapping plate. It's certified flat. It's a diamond abrasive. The design intent is for flattening stones, but it also is. It can also be used for other things. I'm going to just see what how this looks after taking a pass. Yeah. It's actually kind of neat. So they're, I'm not sure if these are or not, but these can be dished out concave in there, so you get what's called a ride line, which goes down the whole edge. It's not clear where it is all the time, but I don't really like how that's cutting, so I'm going to pass on that. I'm doing any more there. I do have this out. This is the diamond matrix stone from the Edge Pro. Just want to see what that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, that's about as clean as that's going to get, though. So let's go to the sharpener. And here is what I'm thinking of. Oh, let me just show you this stuff. These are the two scissor sharpeners I have set up. And again, we don't have time to go into all of it, but this one's a model A1. You'll find it more commonly referred to as the 327, made by Wolff Industries. This machine is from like 1992 or something like that. And this is the new version over here. I have this one set up with a diamond wheel and polishing wheel for beauty and grooming shears. This one is set up for scissors, and it has this long arm too to do like some of the longer garden tools. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you because I have this this sentiment that having the right gear really helps. And I did these for a long time on the scissor chisel attachment on the Edge Pro, and I did enough of them to realize that I wanted a better way to do them if I was going to do them for hire. And the moment of truth came when I got like 10 scissors in over a weekend from a canvas shop, like the big ones, and like, oh, it just, as thankful as I was to get the business, I was like, oh man, never again. Okay, so here I got my Sharpie out. What I'm going to do is just mark the bevel on this scissor. And then zoom you down here. Sight it in. Put it on an even number. Oh. That's pretty good at 20 degrees. So let me take a pass. Feeling for a burr, not quite there. Part of it, but not all of it. You do need to be careful with this rig because it does generate a lot of heat. Again, feeling the burr all the way down just like we do for knives. Good to go there. I'm gonna go back here to remove that burr. Oh yeah, and what I was saying, like there are so many ways to do all of this sharpening. This is just one. If you were doing them in a different rig, you might be doing this differently. Like if you're familiar with the scissor chisel attachment, you'll know you can you leave them together and you can use the shears, pull them apart to push that burr in. All right, so now the burr is pushed back. Not right there though. Okay. Back here, and I'll show you something that I've done that I haven't been able to fully explain this, but I have found that if I just go right to the honing wheel, it doesn't cut to the same angle. So what I did is shim it up 3 washers worth, and then it seems to do it. One of them. All right, so if you've done any scissors on the Edge Pro, you already get it. Like this thing is sweet. All right, let's hope that this angle is the same. It doesn't really matter. We'll mark it. Looks good. Do a little check though. Beauty. Let's go back over here. I'm going to push the burr over on this one. This is where the I'll show that in a second. Yeah, I have this here to keep that sliding around. One thing is true is that no matter what system you use, the overall intent is the same. Only cut on the bevel side, always flat on the backs. If you push any angle over on this side, you've just taken years off the shears. Oh, and then for this other half, I have a little burr built up over there. If you were doing them when they're still together, you'd cut that burr off. In this case, I'm just gonna do it on the shear like that. Put these back here. Back to the twice as sharp. All right, just so you know what that's doing, that's a finer wheel, that's a hone. It is effectively the same thing as moving up in grit if you were doing this on the scissor chisel attachment or on anything else. Remove that burr. Let's go back over to the bench. And do a little wipe down and reassembly. Take this screw and clean that up a little bit. Maybe you can see the rust coming off of that. I'm just holding the rag and spin it in the rag. Okay. Now I have some stuff. This is it's a scissor lubricant, but it's a wax. It's not an oil. So when it dries and leaves just a thin wax rather than an oil. And the oil could have a tendency to collect hair and other debris. And then I'm using the same hops number 9 that I use for folding knives. I'm going to put a little bit on here because that is going to ride on that. Now what I'm going to do, and you're going to observe, is I'm not going to do that, push them apart, and then, like, if there is a burr, I don't want a burr coming back to over the bevel. So I'm going to try to set my tension close to the way I want it here. Actually, it might be a little too much. Do it the right way here. A little more. If there is a burr, I want to cut it off. Then I'm going to show you one thing. Maybe when I'm going to look at them this way, and if I'm watching right here, I should be able to see the shadow where they connect go all the way down. So hard for me to explain that any other way. But if you do this and you look for light between the two cutters, you'll notice that you're just making sure that the blades are making contact for the whole slice. And then just to make sure that we're good here. I mean, the machine does a nice job. Let's get another piece of fabric just to I like to do a cut test on the material that you expect it to be used on, and that's fine. It cuts all the way to the tip. Ooh, except the very not bad. Okay, so I could just keep cutting stuff for you, but that wraps up scissors. Thank you. 25 minutes, not too bad. If you made it this long, I appreciate that. I hope that you learned something. Well, if you have any questions, leave them below. I glossed over a lot, and I don't know, just let me know. The other thing I wanted to share with you is I tell people that I work with that I always keep an eye on Craigslist and local sales sites, Facebook Marketplace. Just type in sharpening, and then every month or so see what pops up. The model 327 or the A1, they're out there like that. Those were the cat's meow for a long time, and their quality, like that machine's from 1990, whatever, 2 or 6 or something, and it's got years left in it. I feel real good about it. And you can probably get those for a fraction of the prices you can get for a new twice as sharp system. So keep an eye out for that. And then you can buy the wheels you can get from sharpeningsupplies.com, and they're fine. I don't remember what the price is, but at $10 a shear, it wouldn't take long to cover the cost of a wheel whenever you burn one out. All right, that's it. I love you guys. Please stay safe and healthy and make good decisions during this madness that we got going on here with the COVID. And please make the best of it. You know, like, what's the blessing in disguise? What's that silver lining? Find it and get after it. And reach out anytime. Thanks.